I remember the Richard Scarry books that they had in the early 70s about the village and all the people, all the different jobs that you can have. There are doctors and grocers and trash collectors. Well, I was looking for the astronomer. I think about as soon as I was able to understand what a job was, I wanted it to have something to do with space. I saw Star Wars when I was 7 years old, and that pretty much clinched it. My name is Michelle Thaller, and I'm one of the assistant directors of science at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. I am an astrophysicist. I actually studied physics all the way through graduate school, but I apply that physics to things in space to learn how stars work or how galaxies work. I've observed on the Hubble Space Telescope, on X-ray missions, different space missions, the Spitzer Space Telescope. So some of my job is actually making discoveries. There are some things in the universe that no one else has seen until I saw them with my telescope. All my life, my favorite ride at an amusement park has been the roller coasters. A roller coaster really is having fun with these basic concepts of the universe: gravity, energy, acceleration, turning it into a thrill, changing different sorts of energy from one to the other. When you're being winched up a hill, you're gaining something called potential energy, the potential to turn it into kinetic energy, movement, going very, very fast. There's something about me that loves falling. I love being in free fall, that feeling of your stomach kind of rising up into the bottom of your mouth. I love that. Now, in the universe, the ultimate example of a roller coaster drop is falling into a black hole. A black hole is a dead star where the gravity field collapses in on itself, and it actually can just draw matter in from very far away and accelerate it down into it. If there were a black hole about twice the mass of the sun, by the time you fell into the black hole, you'd be going about 98% the speed of light, the fastest you could possibly go, 186,000 miles per second. That's a roller coaster. These days, some of my favorite roller coasters actually use a magnetic gun to shoot you up that first hill. Instead of winching you up, that you just fly up really, really fast. Now, one thing that happens is a lot of friction gets generated between the car on the roller coaster and the rails when you force that car to accelerate really fast. The friction, just like heating up your hands, actually heats up the rails of the roller coaster. And there's one of my favorite roller coasters that is actually cooled by water. It's by a pond, and there's a wave tank that creates waves that go over the rails and actually cools down the rails after the car has gone by. I love building my life around curiosity, around really trying to figure out what's going on in the universe. And knowing physics, knowing science, having some idea about how things work changes your entire life. You never look at anything the same way. So I can't imagine not being a scientist, not being curious. It goes deep down into what I consider is the worth of my life.